They have now won their second Super Bowl in 4 seasons. Patrick Mahomes is now the 6th best quarterback of all time. They did it without Tyreek Hill. It was crazy as hell to me that people were saying that these guys could possibly not make it the Super Bowl, not make the playoffs, not win the division. LLL for all those takes. Clearly, Patrick Mahomes did his thing. The Chiefs did their thing. I mean, just look at the emergence of MVS. Look at Juju. Look at the rookie in Pacheco. Look at Trent McDuffie in the secondary. I mean, truly, clearly, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid doing his thing. Mahomes just further cementing the legacy with actually having, the injury on his back. So just so much that went into this Chiefs season. And again, now you have to take a step back. Season's over. You're champions. That's great. Don't rest on your laurels. You want to continue to lick your chops and ask the question now of what do the Chiefs need to do to essentially go back to back at this point? And I think the first thing you take a look at is you got to get Patrick Mahomes a true wide receiver one. Kadarius Toney, obviously a solid guy. MVS, obviously a solid guy. Juju, feel the same way. They are guys at the end of the day, wide receiver 2 or 3s at best. I'm not going to sit here and have the argument of any of those guys being a wide receiver 1. Clearly, they were all traded to the Chiefs for a reason, ironically enough. Going to get a true wide receiver 1 for Patrick Mahomes would be great. Again, Sky Moore was nice. You, of course, love to see a Justin Watson. You like to see a Patrick Mahomes, you like to see Kadarius Toney, again, a Sky Moore, Justin Watson. But apparently, looking into this 2023 NFL draft, you've got a Jordan Addison, who is crazy, of course. You've got a Jalen Hyatt, who is insane out of Tennessee. I can't wait to get into the NFL draft on this show. We will more than likely do a live draft show and allow people to zoom in for their teams. But yeah, you got to get Patrick Mahomes a true wide receiver 1. Clearly, he can win a Super Bowl without one. Of course, Kelce is his wide receiver 1, so maybe they're just going to chill. And I mean, Travis Kelce continues to get wide open throws time and time again, no matter what the stakes are of the game. So clearly that's coaching. So who knows? Maybe y'all don't want him to go get one, but obviously that would just solidify it more and extend it for this Kansas City Chiefs. Now you got to protect Patrick Mahomes as well. You got to resign these offensive line pieces. You can't afford for an Orlando Brown Jr. to get out of town. And honestly, go get more of those offensive line pieces. We know that this NFL draft is going to have guys out there. Of course, there's guys like Andrew Wiley who are going to be free agents. Then you got backup interior lineman Nick Allegretti, who's going to be a free agent as well. So you want to make sure that you can supplement this because, again, the biggest reason why I thought the Chiefs were going to win the Super Bowl is because of how they got embarrassed last time against the Bucs. The same thing could possibly apply here. You don't want to have this Super Bowl and be great and then lose some of these guys and not get embarrassed next year, but you don't want to have to go back to that. So getting Patrick Mahomes some protection or upgrading that protection on the O-line would be great. Clearly, we know what Creed Humphrey is. Clearly, we know who Joe Thuney is, however you want to say his last name. But continuing to protect him, continuing to get weapons for him could be great. And then, of course, some of the secondary as well. And also even the fact that, the secondary is young with the Trent McDuffies of the world. Obviously, L'Jarius Sneed is great. You're not great. Good, obviously. L'Jarius Sneed is good. Juan Thornhill is good. But being able to look into the draft for some of those secondary players as well would really be key for the Chiefs. And then you want to be able to get that pass rush on lock as well. Compliment of Chris Jones, compliment of Frank Clark. George Karlaftis was an awesome pick. I think he had 6 sacks for a rookie this year, which was really great. And clearly the Chiefs were second in the NFL in sacks with 55. But when you look at Karlaftis and Chris Jones that do have those 2 spots locked down, you could have 2 other spots that are up for grabs in terms of a Frank Clark, a Kalen Saunders. So really being able to look into this draft again at a possible Nolan Smith, or even got names like B.J. Ojulari and Andre Carter II. This draft is going to be major. It's going to be, I think, one of the best drafts we've seen in a while. Obviously, it's not going to be, the Justin Fields and the Zach Wilson and the Trey Lance draft, as much as y'all might not think that's a great draft. The hype was obviously amazing around it. So yes, the needs for the Chiefs should be to grab some more weapons for Mahomes, even if it's just one. Make sure that offensive line stays on lock and get some veteran players and fill those spots that are going to be in the secondary that are going to be on that defensive line.